Alright class, here we go. We're going to go on to talk about the syllabus for the semester. The syllabus you'll find here under the syllabus tab, and then syllabus 2015 is right there. And you click it, a file will download, and you'll get it. It looks like this. This is the Word version. I'll post it in PDF too. So this is Business Math 101 in the spring of 2015. This is an ITV course, meaning you guys are going to watch it streaming over the internet, and you'll be at your specific campuses, and I'll mainly be here at Signal Peak. And then I'll try to get to all of them this year. The only one I've never been to on this list is Aravaipa. So this semester you see we have Aravaipa, Superstition Mountain, Signal Peak, Santan, and Central Corporate. So all at the same time we'll be in a video conference. So we meet Monday at 6 p.m. to 7:15, and it's in your designated ITV room. In order to find that, just go to the course catalog and look at the class, and it'll tell you which room you go to. So I am Chad. I'll be your instructor for the year. I am an adjunct here on campus, meaning I do not work full-time for the college. I only teach this class and one others during the day. So I don't have an office. I have a office downtown that I work out of, and you can come by there. But in order to do that, we'd have to make an appointment. So I don't have any scheduled office hours, so you'll have to make an appointment, and we can meet up. I'm fine with meeting up, but just we have to make an appointment. Same with office hours. This is my cell phone number. If you can call me, you can text me, you can email me if you would like. The only thing I do ask is that after about 8 o'clock, unless it's some emergency or something like that, just call or email me, or wait until the morning sometime. I do have little children. Here's one sitting here with me right now, and well, it's way past their bedtime, but usually they're in bed, I'm in bed, and just kind of out of respect for that, anything after 8 or so, send in an email or call me tomorrow. My email address, our official one for the course, we're supposed to use our Central AZ webmail. So mine is chad.kramer@centralaz.edu. You guys will need to use that if you're writing to me. Log into your webmail, send me a message through that, or you can also do it through Blackboard. You can send a message through that, which is it kind of is easier sometimes. But if you do, use your Gmail account or something like that, and I'll probably respond, but I'll just remind you, hey, use your Central AZ account. Some additional contacts that you might need to know. The course coordinator, meaning the guy that puts this class together, really, and kind of the person I talk to set up this class with. His name's Professor Gadina. He is a full-time faculty at Signal Peak, and if in case you can't get a hold of me, or I don't know, you want to talk to him or something, you contact James Cadena. Gail Haro, she is our chair of our entire business division over all campuses. She would be another person you could talk to if you need to talk to someone. This is our textbooks for the year. You have this book, and you also have a skinny little handbook that you'll get. It might look a little foreign right now, but it has a ton of little numbers in it. That's another one it should come together. So there's the ISBN, and it is the 11th edition. I've seen students come to me with the 11th abbreviated edition, the 11th like world edition, something like that. The abbreviated I know doesn't work because it only goes to like chapter 9. The world edition, I don't know if it'll work. I didn't really look that close at it, but get this book and save yourself some headache there. Just try to get the right one. I know the other ones are cheaper, and you're probably not paying much attention, but it has to be this one here. As far as the access code for online, nothing gets graded through their online portal. I don't use it. I don't think you'll need it at all unless you see some benefit to it. So our course description. So this is a math course. Is a study of mathematical computation as applied in various business transactions, including discounts, interest, payroll, bank reconciliations, and basic business statistics. So this isn't like a typical math class where we kind of start um, at a level and then we kind of build upon that level, and at the end we know, algebra 2. It doesn't really flow like that. It's a lot different. We'll be talking about bank reconciliations and doing payroll and this type of tax calculations and stuff. So it is a lot different than a normal, say, college algebra course, something like that. Um, so don't think like we're going to learn and it's just going to kind of build upon each other as we go. It's more, it kind of encompasses all of business and kind of everything you would need to know to get your going in business. So a little different. Learning outcomes, if you want to feel like reading these, you can. We'll be talking about them as we go. Prerequisite, so you should have had Math 82 or Reading 94 tested out of those. And so I do assume that you have some knowledge. Basically, our first, I think 3 or 4 chapters that we go over fractions and percentages and place values and dividing and multiplying and that type of stuff. I go through that fairly quickly because I'm assuming that you know it. It doesn't mean that if you have questions, don't ask, but I'm just saying I go through that pretty quickly, just assuming that you kind of know how to convert fractions to decimals and that type of stuff. So I do reserve the right to change the delivery of the course content. Basically, that's the college saying, put this in just to save myself some hassle later on. But I do change the class as we go on because every class is a little different. Some need to speed up through parts or slow down, and we'll do it as we see fit. So just note that roll with the changes kind of thing. That's what I'm saying. So here's how it's graded. It's just a typical, I don't know what happened to my lines all of a sudden. Students are graded to the degree to which they meet the learning outcomes, not how much time and effort is put forth in the course. I think that's a good statement. So if you spend 10 hours studying one chapter, but you got a D, I have to give you the D. I can't grade saying, well, you spent 10 hours and I should give you an A because you spent 10 hours, as opposed to someone that might have spent 30 minutes and got an A. The way we grade is based upon what you do in class. Yeah, I have a funny story I'll tell in class about that. So it's just a basic 90 to 100's an A, B, C, D, and F. I used to put in here what we're kind of the calendar for the course, but I change it so much throughout the semester and kind of adapt that I cut that out this semester, and I'll be posting a little differently this time around. So you won't see that. So this is just the basic grade breakdown. So what do we expect during class? So I do expect you are required to attend all classes. I am required to take roll call every class and keep track of that. The college is real picky about that because of turning in scholarship stuff or monies, and we got to make sure you guys are actually going to class and doing what you're supposed to be doing. So quizzes and projects completed during class cannot be made up. We don't have many of those in this class, but it's just a kind of blanket statement. Homework expectations. So for every credit hour earned for the course, the student will spend at least 2 hours outside of class working on coursework, and I think that's about right. Even though I've said in my last video, I assign homework, but it doesn't mean that I collect homework. So I will assign for every chapter, and this is to help you prepare for quizzes and the exams. But I won't collect it. If I feel people aren't understanding the material every now and then, I will collect. Um, but on the usually, I don't collect. But students are free to come to me and say, hey, on number 18, can you go over that? Usually, I'll always ask before class starts. I'll write at the beginning there and say, any questions on the homework, feel free. Say, hey, I go over that problem with me. Yeah. So if it is due, so it's due before on the due date listed, obviously, if I did ask you to turn it in. Expectations for our quizzes. So you will have a quiz. We do chapters 1 through 19, and you will have a quiz for each one of those. They range between 1 and I think 15-point questions, but they are all, yeah, I think they're all 10. Yeah, they're all 10 points each, even though different questions, amount of questions. So they are all completed in Blackboard under the quiz tab or under the weekly guides. You'll see a link there. Exams. 3 exams. I might change it this semester. I haven't quite decided and shorten it up. 3 exams, that makes about everyone, it's putting 6-7 chapters in an exam, and it kind of makes it, I found students don't like that. That's too many chapters. So I'm thinking about cutting it, making 4 exams this semester. 2 of those, or at least 2 or 3, will be online, done within Blackboard, and then 1 in class, and that's our final exam. That's a rule, a college rule. We'll have just a normal class period where you'll come in and take it. It will be paper based, and you'll turn it in, and we'll go over all that later. But you will have to come that day or make some arrangements to do otherwise. But that's a very kind of important day, that final period. So each exam is going to be worth 100 points. So what do I expect of my students? I really expect you to be there, attend class, to be on time and be engaged in class. Those that do well are the ones that show up, that pay attention, that aren't on their phone, that aren't trying to write something for another class. They're in class, they're paying attention, they're engaged in the work. They're maybe not understanding it at the time, but they are there, paying attention, taking notes, what have you. I do expect you to complete assignments on time. So quizzes, for example, quizzes open right after class will end. They're automatically set to open. So they'll be open Monday. We'll just say 6 p.m. they open. They stay open until Sunday at midnight. So you have those 6-7 days there to complete that one quiz or 2 quizzes. Sometimes we have to do 2 quizzes in a week. You have that time to do it. So after it closes, that's it. There is no opening it up again, unless, I understand there's times when there's emergencies and this and that, but if your excuse to me is, well, I just didn't have time to do it this week, or I had this or that, I'm gonna say I'm sorry. I don't allow that. I really expect you to treat this as if it were work, and do work on time. Communication, that falls in line with completing assignments and all the other stuff. If you're going to be out for class, please send me an email, just a quick email. Hey, this is so and so. I'm not going to make it tonight. I had this or that or whatever. Let me know what's going on, because I do take attendance, and if something happens and I say, oh yeah, he sent me a message, I know he's here, so I'm not going to like unenroll you from the course, because that's part of my duties, is to keep track of attendance and report it to to the registrar's office. So if I don't hear from you from 3 weeks and it comes time due for my uh, check, the 45-day check, or any of the other checks, I haven't seen you in 3 weeks, I haven't heard from you, I'm probably going to unenroll you from the course. So please send me an email saying, hey, I'm not going to be there for the next week. Something came up. I'll understand that. I'll work with you with that. Don't leave my class for 3-4 weeks and come back and be like, well, I'm back. What do I need to do? It's going to be a hard class for you if you do it like that. What should you expect of me? So you should expect that I'm going to respond to emails, to your phone calls and text messages within 24 hours. Okay, I'm pretty good about checking email all day. It's right on my phone kind of thing, and if it's quick enough, I'll respond real quick to it. But at the least 24 hours, give me. You should expect that I will answer your questions about the material, that I do know it. Sometimes I'll forget a thing or two here, and I'll trip over myself. But for the most part, I can answer all the questions pretty well. I should keep grades up to date. And if you are seeing something that's not in your grades, tell me, because I don't go looking through all, however many 40 students' grades in this class every time to make sure everything's going the way it should. I kind of expect part of your job as a student to say, hey, I did that. Why isn't it not showing up, or that? But for the most part, I keep grades up as quickly as possible because I know when I was a student, that's what I like. And for me to communicate, I try real hard to send out emails and to keep, the class moving forward. And you're real clear on what I need to do this week, and what do I need to prepare for next week. So you'll see that a lot in the announcements, and it'll send out an email as well. So again, this is a hybrid course, so most of the work will be done outside of class using Blackboard. So you need to be comfortable navigating Blackboard. My other video there shows how to get around in Blackboard. So it is quite a fast-paced class. And to succeed, you'll need to really focus on completing assignments on time, attending class, and quickly communicating any issues you have to me. I'm not joking about this part here, that it is quite fast-paced, because it is a very fast-paced class. We only see each other for an hour and 15 minutes a week, and in that time, I might run through 2 chapters of stuff. And trust me, your head's going to be spinning by the time I'm done talking as fast as I do through that. So really what you need to do after a class is, sit down, kind of go over your notes, rewrite your notes, figure out what was said, what you need to work on, and start early. Don't wait on that. Now we're getting into kind of the school policies here. So if you do want to withdraw for whatever reason, you have April 4th is the time that you will get an actual withdrawal. After this time, you'll just get whatever grade you have in class, and they are very, very strict about these dates. So April 5th comes and you're like, I want to withdraw. You're probably going to get an F for the course, because you still have, finals and all that to go towards your grade. So this date, and if you need to talk to the register office about this, because they know much more than I do about all the rules and the little stuff about that, about refunds or anything. I don't do anything with money or anything of that. That's all handled through them. Reasonable disability accommodations. I need to read this to you guys. So Central Arizona College seeks to provide reasonable accommodations for all qualified individuals with disabilities. The college will comply with all applicable federal, state, and local laws, regulations, and guidelines with respect to providing reasonable accommodations as required to provide an equal educational opportunity. It is the student's responsibility to register with the Disability Resource Service Office and discuss their specific needs with the Disability Resource Service Coordinator to determine reasonable accommodations. Once the student registers with the Disability Resource Service Office and provides documentation identifying the need for accommodations, an accommodation plan will be provided to the student. It is the student's responsibility to show the accommodation plan to their instructor. The Disability Resource Service Office is located in the M building at the Signal Peak campus. Students may contact the Disability Resource Service Coordinator at 520-494-5409 to set up a one-on-one meeting. The Disability Resource Service Coordinator travels to all campuses and centers, and all information is kept confidential. Excuse me. So, if you do have a slip, I've gotten these from time to time. Come show me what your waiver is, or whatever the accommodation is. I need to know that so that I don't start dinging you for going over time if you get more time on quizzes or that type of thing. So please be sure to show me that type of stuff. Code of conduct for the school, cheating. You can read through this on your own a little bit here, but let me just talk about plagiarism in this course in specific. Blackboard, like any other internet, is easy for me to see. It is set up in a way that I can see when you logged in, how long you logged in for, where you logged in from. A lot of stuff I can see. I've had students try to plagiarize this course, and not so much plagiarize, but work together, really. Your quizzes, I expect you to do those alone. Your tests, you're expected to do those alone by yourself. So don't think that I can't, just because you're on a computer somewhere, I can't figure out what it is you're doing, because it is set up for me to see everything that's kind of going on within Blackboard. And I can go deeper. We're instructed to go towards the Blackboard people. I don't plan on doing that at all, but just know that if I see a weird coincidence that every time these two people always log in together and they're always getting the same grades, or something like that, I'm pretty certain that something's going on, and I might say, hey, you're gonna take the test at this time, and then you're gonna take the test at this time. So plagiarism, don't do it. It is taken as a very serious thing. And it's kind of an honesty thing here. I can't see you all the time, and I don't really feel I want to look over everyone all the time. So be honest with yourself and do your own work, and try your hardest. So yeah, you can get kicked out of CAC for this type of stuff. And again, you can read through it all for there. So that's it for our syllabus for the class for this semester. If you have questions, we'll talk about it on day 1. Thank you.